Of course, I go to get this all set up, and then suddenly it doesn't want to capture my window anymore, even though I tested it right before we started. As soon as I clicked start, the screen went black. It always has to be something. So let's see if we can fix it. We're going to relaunch Assetto Corsa Evo, let it get a new PID, and see if OBS will be like, oh yeah, that one. So let's see what we can do here. Let's see if I can make my game show up again. Doesn't want to show anything. Why does it have to be an asshole? Hey Ed, as usual, I tested everything and now I started streaming it, went to a black screen. Hey Dom, I don't know if we're gonna have to restart this, but it's annoying as shit. I, I really. Oh, now it just wants to randomly pop up. Okay. I didn't even change anything. I was just sitting here looking unhappy about it. I'm gonna get my headphones on. So, I've been messing with some of this stuff in VR because I think VR is really cool. And yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. It was showing when I started the stream, and then it went black, and then it wouldn't appear, and then it just suddenly started showing up again. Uh, I hooked up the PS5 Pro and did some racing with Gran Turismo 7 this morning, and I remembered why I don't play it so much. There's just times where it loses traction because it fucking feels like it. And so I was having some awesome runs on the Nürburgring. Had my VR going, and then it would just be like, we decided for no reason right now spin. So anyway, I've been playing a ton of Horizon 6, not as much as Dom, but it's really fun. The problem is it's not realistic racing, and I think I've probably gotten extremely sloppy for this, so this could be fugly. But we're just going to give it a try. May just do a little bit of a practice here to start with. I haven't really raced Donington Park, but I need to get better and practice, so let's go ahead and do something new. If I'm not bright enough here, let me see if I can turn this on. How much more do I need? There's a little more. I am bright, bright as a star. And room, yeah. So I checked that time I went out, and my favorite place, the Odd Soul, wasn't open, but usually some of the others were. So I went down there, and it wasn't busy anywhere. A lot of the places were closed, but my favorite Mexican restaurant was open, so I at least sat out on the patio and had a little food. So that was nice, but I probably should have just stayed in, but I've got to get my ass out more. I mean, I got out yesterday, but it was so exciting that I got a cavity filled and medicine for Emma. I know. Wild, man. So everybody popped right in. I haven't looked. Did my stream notification for YouTube show up on Discord? I know Gray tried to fix it, so I was just curious if it worked. I'm afraid to tab out since I finally got the screen going again. Now there's a fly in here. So I thought I had all these problems with my VR, and I've been trying to fix it, but it turns out that these Assetto Corsa games just aren't that optimized for VR. I can get the original Assetto Corsa to play plenty smoothly and can enjoy that. Competizione, which is kind of my favorite, it gets a little stuttery at times, which either makes me crash or angry. And Evo doesn't run very well yet, and then everybody online is like, yeah, it doesn't run very well yet. So, anyway, I don't know this track, so I'm anticipating a couple really good wrecks. Augie, do you want to come eat this fly? Ooh, 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 whoop, whoop. Yep. Not supposed to be on the grass. Stay off the grass. Milo, do you want to come eat the fly, buddy? There's a fly in here. Can you go eat it? Have you been outside playing and panting? They've been in Let's Play with Me mode all day. We did our World WWE wrestling earlier, where I give them headlocks and throw elbows, and then they just wag their tails a lot. Okay, we're not going very fast, but we're trying to get back to driving correctly. How is my review going? My review of what? Horizon? Yeah, I do this thing where I yell, "Who wants a headlock?" And I grab like this and rub them, and they think it's great fun. I don't hurt them because they're too sweet. And Emma didn't used to like that kind of roughhousing, so I didn't do it with her, but now she's like, I want to play too, so go ahead. Oh! This was the turn I was afraid I wouldn't make, and I didn't. Oops. This is what racing's not supposed to look like. So, I have done some stuff where I'm making my PS2 VR headset run better, but it's frustrating. Oh shit! Here's to not knowing the track. But some games support it really well, like, believe it or not, F125 plays really smoothly and looks great in there, and you feel like you're in the car, you're sitting down, you got the halo in front of you. I mean, part of it's really cool. I'm just not as good at F1 yet, but it's still fun. And then like Race Room can get going pretty well, but there's kind of fucked up things, like for some reason the PS2 VR or other VR too, I don't know because I don't own any others, they want you to turn off hardware accelerated graphics scheduling in Windows. So I did that, and it fixed some of my stuttering issues. I'm like, great. But then I guess frame generation relies on that, so then I can't use frame generation in any game, whether the headset's on or not, because that's turned off. and when you turn that on or off, it wants you to reboot to be enabled. Oh shit! Shit, shit. So, there's things I don't get there. So sometimes I think, I'm really curious about how this new Steam VR headset is. I am afraid it's going to be about $1,000, so I don't think I'll be getting it right away, but... Okay, we're getting a little smoother. But I believe that the VR2 headset has enough capabilities that I shouldn't be having some of the trouble I am, but it's not in every game, but it does seem to be much stronger in the Assetto Corsa games. Gran Turismo looks really good in it. Oh shit! But then after I got the PS5, which I did just so we could get it going. My review of life. It's not so exciting lately. I'm kicking up the job hunt a little bit now that I can discuss AI better. I've refreshed some of my Linux skills. I was feeling very bad because I needed to, I felt like, refresh and expand some of my skills for stuff that my company wasn't using, and so they've gotten weak and rusty. Like here, I don't know my entrances. Almost over accelerated out. Should have been in second. And I'm not paying enough attention to my map to learn the track, so that's on me. But there's also things on the track that are showing me, like I went out heavily there, but if I go back, I'll show you something. We're gonna go back and kind of make that turn again. See, these curves on the left here mean that there's a turn coming up and that I should be turning there. So I knew one was coming, but I didn't pay enough attention to how tight it was. My tummy is, I think, pretty normal today. Man, it was fucked up yesterday and the day before. And I want to blame Dom for it, but I do think it might be hard for him to make me sick over Discord. Unless he showed me nudes. Oh, I'm on the wrong side of the tracks. Okay, so this is going to have a hairpin left at the end. Oh! The end came faster than I was expecting. Shit! I probably need to shut the fuck up and just drive, but, you know, hey. I like talking to you guys. Part of the reason why I stream. I haven't done the review of my review of Assetto Corsa Evo. It hasn't had anybody do anything to it yet, so I think it's dropped down because it had enough activity. It's not at the top of the reviews anymore. And a lot of people are having a great time with it. They've actually done some online tournaments and all for money that AC Rally's hosted. And I keep wanting to go, excuse me, is it because you guys have a working version? But, and I tried some suggestions, and one of them is putting this wheel in its older compatibility mode, and that maybe that would be better supported. So I tried that, but it was the same. I still can't really feel when the tires lose grip, and every surface I drive on feels like glass. There's just nothing. despite that developer, whoever came in and was like, you say that road feel, but you can't feel losing traction. Those are different things, so I don't understand what you're talking about. Because you don't want to. And I've gotten bad at riding the brake hard during turns and Forza, and it just makes me not be able to turn here, so I'm trying to break some bad habits. That is a tough turn. And then I believe I come just over the hill, and I get an extreme... Oh, I got it wrong direction. I thought it was going to be right. Oh! Hey, we didn't go off track near as far. Like 1/5 as far as usual, so... Lowered expectations. But it's Friday, it's the weekend. Well, you can't really... There's not a lot of straightaways where you can really get the speed built up, because then I can't slow down in time for the turns. We're improving. We're improving. Ooh, I say that went off a little bit. Still, not as bad as some of the others. Eventually, we're going to improve to the point where I stay on the track. Oh, way too early there. Oh, misread that turn again. On the turn again. I can't wait to rotate on the turn again. Oh. I see what it is. I need to be looking at the mini-map, because whatever's on the side over there makes it, the orange and white that's on the right side makes it look like it's going that way. And so I get lined up for the curve incorrectly. I am thinking about possibly doing a movie tonight in Discord, so... Okay, that was my fault, didn't turn enough. I know I'm still slow, but we're eventually gonna... Oh shit! Eventually gonna get my shit together. Part of this track is so short and turny, and I keep wanting to go fast. And I got myself some burgers that I'm gonna grill later. It's gonna be my lunch/dinner. Okay, so I can go at 50 there and turn. But oop, I would like more racing games that support the VR better, because I don't think it's the PS2 VR that's bad. It'll do up to 120 hertz. and it's like 2048, 2000 by 2048, and it's OLED. Looks really freaky cool at night. Um, Dirt 2 plays decently in VR, and at night with that black, the OLED blacks, it is terrifying. I mean, you basically see this little tiny spot in front of you with your headlights, and it's tense. So you're very much listening to your co-driver like, I hope you know. Damn. So does anyone have wild plans for this weekend? I also do this thing with the doggies where I yell, who wants to be electrocuted? And they come running and I hold their ears out and go, bzzz, and they get all waggy tailed. You know, because what's not fun if you don't get to electrocute your own dogs, man? Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit more speed through that, but then you just get up into third here, you're going to shift into fourth and you're already shutting it down for this hairpin. And this thing is tight. She's tight. That's some old cheap trick right there. And then if I remember right, holy shit, I made that turn for the first time. I only missed it 700 times in a row. Now it ended that due to time limit, not just because I suck. You're doing what tonight? Laundry tonight. Oh! I'd make fun of you, but I started laundry earlier. And had to... Yesterday morning I had to fold and hang up 2 loads. Today I have a load of whites to go fold and put away. And then it's time to wash my bedding. What movie? I have not decided for sure. I was going to look through my my stuff. I'm considering Pulp Fiction as one of them, but I haven't decided. In room, you'll like this. I finally got Kata loves the movie, but Clock had never seen it, so we just got Clock to watch The Breakfast Club, and I had forgotten all about the geek kid trying to kill himself with a flare gun. That's such a classic movie. I want to rent Project Hail Mary, but it's still on that premium rental where you can rent it for $20 or buy it for 25 so that everybody will just buy it. But I think renting it for 20 is fucking absurd and breaking it off in your ass. And the only reason why you should do that is if you have a bunch of people over. So I probably won't do that until it comes out for $6. But I love the book. Mr. Mike Hall, correct. Johnson, I can't remember his first name though. Brian. Set the building on fire and set your dope on fire too. No, sir, it's in Johnson's underwear. What a great movie. And Kat had not seen the Goonies, so we got her to watch that. Uh, and she has also not seen Zombieland yet. And I personally think Wesley's, crap, what's his name? The guy who plays the tough zombie killer. He was also in White Men Can't Jump. Woody Harrelson. Yeah, Brian Johnson. See? You remember better than I do. And the other thing we need to get Kata to watch is, and this is almost a crime, she has not yet watched all the Terminator movies. I think she's only seen T1. And I think we can all agree that Kristanna Loken was the hottest Terminator. But apparently she played such a good cold-blooded bitch in that she hasn't been able to get any more acting jobs that are worth a shit since, because everybody thought she was too cold. And the only other movie I really remember with her was Blood Rain, which is a fucking horrible movie, except for she does show her breastises. And I like that part. I admit it. Okay, I know this track a little better, so I'm at least starting to drive like maybe I know how. I don't have my speed built up yet, but I'm not fucking up anywhere near as badly. And this is the turn that Sim Racing Dave says I'm doing shit at, because I keep trying to hug that inside, and it's like I need to go way to the outside and then back in like a late apex and have more. It would be better if I was in the right gear, but I need to not be hugging the inside and go out and back in and do it like a double apex. So I've got to break some bad habits. I didn't play the game. And if you get a chance to see any of the other Blood Rain movies, yes, there's more than one. They're bad. I mean, nothing's quite as bad as Battlefield Earth, but they were on track. Battlefield Earth was, we're going to take some actually pretty good actors, give them the worst lines and story ever, and then allow them to check out completely and act like maybe junior high level acting if they were disinterested. I admit to being a Battlefield Earth hater. But yeah, I do want to watch Project Hail Mary. I've seen a bunch of reviews where they either think it's really, really, really good or meh. I mean, nobody really seemed to hate it. They were just like, it was meh. Rocky's cool, though. Okay, we're going to go out, 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 and then back in. Oh, damn it, it does work. How dare the teacher be correct? Temple of Speed. Oh. I've been watching some more reaction videos to music. I kind of like those. I had forgotten about Nightwish. They're a little bit like Evanescence, and that you hear this, slamming heavy metal, and then this just glorious voice comes out, and you're like, what? But yet it works. Floor Jansen, I think it is the singer for Nightwish. She's got, like, almost an operatic voice. Ooh, I missed it. I thought I had it. I didn't know it. You're not going to watch the Blood Rain movies? Really, don't. I mean, I did like the part where Kristanna Loken showed her breasts, but that you'd just be better off finding that clip on the web and skipping the whole movie. And then, like, the second one was... Is my car broken? Oh, it is. Yeah, I know instead of driving straight like this, if I have to hold the wheel this way to go straight, it's probably messed up. Well, you don't have to care about boobs, but high school me did. I still like to see boobs, but today's ladies are just so strange. I kind of want to change cars and try this a little harder. I did like this Mercedes, though. But I really like this Exige. It's a great little car. Let's do the Cup and do the two-tone carbon fiber. Why you don't give me two-tone carbon fiber? And we talked about ladies last time. I have to say, I don't think my pictures are great. And I think I look awkward and goofy in pretty much all of my pictures. And so I'm not particularly talking trash. But I see some, particularly these guys, posting pictures that are like, I don't know who you think that's going to attract. It's not that they're that bad, they just had this, like, some kind of really weird angle and pose or expression. Looks like I sat on a broomstick, but I'm trying to take a picture, look cool, and lean back on the couch at the same time. Oh, shit. Well, maybe we can drive it backwards. Can I drive backwards? I'm driving in my rearview mirror. Look at me doing a 180 turn. And I went through Voodoo or Fandango at Homes now. $5 movies of the week. And I didn't see anything really great to purchase that I didn't already have. Ooh, that was a little better. So I don't think any of you guys are doing the whole VR yet, are you? Oh, too much brake, too much brake. I felt, man. At least the cool thing was I felt it break loose. It was just a little too late. So I was braking a little harder, and you feel that pop spin. You're like, well, shit. There's also the second Sicario. Room, did you ever watch the first Sicario? That's a good movie. Guillermo del Toro, I think that's who it is, was kind of a terrifying fucker in that. Josh Brolin was good. Emily Blunt was good. And boy, was she put in a shitty situation. Oh, I did not let off the brake. I do not know why I'm doing that. Like I'm going in the turn, putting on the brake, starting to turn, and forgetting to come off the brake. I don't know why I've started doing that. And so then my car doesn't turn because it can't brake and turn at the same time. Dumb fucker. Probably should shut up, but I really want to chat. High school me hump tree trunks. Yeah, like some of these dudes were like, and I mean, I'm not trying to say they're goofy, but, you know, dude, maybe, I don't know, comb your hair and brush your teeth before the picture? Maybe don't find the shittiest shirt you own? I don't know. Maybe it's the keeping it real generation, but, like, I don't dress up in a tux, but, I mean, maybe you look, at least try and look decent. I had to do a new one lately. I'd show you guys, but you'd just laugh, and you already know how badly I look, so I don't see the point. But I mean, mine looks bad not because of the pose, it's because it's me. Picture would look a lot better without me in it. There you go, Dom. I drifted through part of that. But I am in 5th gear before I get to that pylon, which is good. A lot of times I'm still only in 4th. I still cannot hit this like these other people do without... That's about the best I can make on that turn. And I was doing it really good like that one day, and a dude passed me in that turn. I'm like, well, nothing else makes me feel like a kindergartner like that. So I got out of my car and I looked at him and I yelled, "Mama!" That'll show him. Oh, no. Huh. I came to a stop, but I stayed on the road. Yeah. I'm a little confused though. Isn't the current Steam VR headset called the Steam Frame? Don't they already have one existing now? But the new one's going to be called the Frame, or am I getting it all confused? And the Oculus is the one, not the Oculus, what's the one that just, is it Oculus 3 now that is also wireless? It seems like wireless VR is a bad idea. I know you can run a cable to it as well, though. Like, I don't think it's such a bad idea if you're running the game locally on the device, but, and I think in most cases, that you're running it on your PC and a bit more or less streaming to the headset. The new one is the Frame, okay. And like a lot of my non-racing games, like Half-Life VR looks great on my PSVR 2 and some of the others, so it's not really it's not really the hardware, but I've also been considering downloading Microsoft Flight Simulator because it supports the VR and seeing what that's like. So I looked into DCS because I like flying helicopters, but then I need to get, you know, the throttle and yoke thing, and I found one I kind of like. Shit! That I can get for like 70 or 80 bucks, which isn't bad, but I don't really need to spend money on that. And then I found that when you get DCS, even though it's free to play, it's like a lot of others. I think you get like one plane and one baby helicopter or something, and then you have to buy stuff afterwards. So, like buy other helicopters and stuff. But you can fly helicopters in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So that's why I think it might be fun to get the... No! I should not continue spinning. I have to disagree. I strongly disagree. But what's cool in F1 in VR, you can really see, like, when you go off into the gravel and come back on, you see each individual rock flying off your front wheels. So, Room, what kind of games interest you in VR? Like, what would be your first 1, 2, 3 games or whatever that you would play? I know for Dom it's porn. See, the only way I can make that... I see other people carrying more speed through that, and no matter what I try to do, I can't really do it. And I'll never learn. I will never learn. I keep trying to go to 150 on this one, and I need to slow down at 200. Man, my car didn't even want to restart. It was like, no, thank you. See, I think spaceflight is cool too. And so but I don't really know what all wants to get. Now, Star Wars Squadrons was kind of cool in VR. I mean, I think I have Elite Dangerous that I got through GOG games at one point, and I have No Man's Sky on, I think, on PlayStation, so I could do that. But No Man's Sky, I keep getting bored with it because I don't want to have to collect everything on Earth. That whole collect everything to build this, then to build this, then to build this, then to build this is not really my things. So like Subnautica, I loved the whole underwater scenario. I love swimming around, going deeper, being in the different machines. But having to slow down and collect everything on the planet and scan it and blah blah blah, I don't know, it's just not quite my thing. Like, Clockwork loves those types of games. See, I'm supposed to be able to shoot for that and then start turning here, but even with my arms fully crossed, that's about as close as I can do it. And then I still feel like I'm coming out of that corner at the speed of smell. Oh, shit. Slow down finally. Look at this. I'm actually making the corner. Lowered expectations. And Fanatec came out with a new updated version of the wheel I like and added this nice screen onto it and everything. And I'd like to get that, but I need a handbrake and a shifter a lot more than I need a new wheel. So I pause in the straight and look what you got here. I'll have to look into that because I also really like the feeling of space flight in VR. It's cool. And that space docker I had so much trouble with it at first, but there's a mode where it I mistakenly put it in a harder mode where, like, if I nudge it to the left, I also have to nudge it back right to stop that. And I felt I was managing that the whole time, where there's another mode where it sets it like normal. And then suddenly that was a lot more fun. But so I don't know. I'm open to other ideas, and I've seen some guys, like one guy had for Elite Dangerous had like the whole triple curved 49-inch monitor thing and like a console built up here, and you know, all of the seat and rudders and all that shit. So maybe there's a different mode to No Man's Sky I can mess with. Are there any space flight sim games you have now, and do you have any kind of like the throttle and yoke, um, where you have the separate forward and back throttle and then your thing? And I know that rudders are great, but some of them let you twist the joystick to act as the rudder. So that's what I would be looking at. I'm not gonna. I think my big expenses need to go to my racing, but that Thrustmaster has the like $70 or $80. I can't remember what they call it. I want to say like tax system or whatever, but it's the controller and then the forward and back throttle with all the extra buttons, and then they can be separated so your hands can be farther apart. I know that you can add a rudder to them, or the rudder pedals as well, which would be cool, but I don't think I should do that unless flight was my big thing. The Seventh Guest in VR has been kind of fun. I need to get back to that. Half-Life Alyx is good, but I did one of these major fuck-ups in it. So these yellow chests that look like you could open them, but the first one I went up to, I couldn't get it to interact or whatever, so I started ignoring them. And it turns out it was just glitching, and I missed like 3 or 4 levels of all this extra ammo and stuff I could have had, and now I'm in a spot where all of these different, head crab dudes are coming at me, and I'm out of ammo. So I might even have to start over. I don't know. But it's pretty cool. Uh, and that After Midnight or Midnight Run or Midnight Sun or whatever it was game has midnight in the name. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. What was the? And there was another one I liked. I need to go look what that was, because like when you would swing your controller or whatever, that is actually how it would swing in the game, which made it easier to like lop off heads or chop off arms or take off a leg so you could kill it. And so that made it pretty immersive and cool. So I liked that. Let me look over real quick what VR games I have. Yeah, sorry. I guess I'm gonna have to have a nap today. Well, let's go here, filter, VR. Seventh Guest I talked about. Half-Life Alyx. Hellsweeper VR is the one. Then there's Midnight Walk, Squadrons, Race Room. And then I have Beat Saber on PS5, which is actually pretty fun and is more of a workout than you would expect. Uh-oh. Hang on. Let me check my phone message and make sure it's not important. Oh, it's Verizon wanting me to, get myself a new iPhone 17 or something. I'm not that big of a phone upgrader because I know a lot of people do everything on their phone. I pretty much do everything on my iPad. And so the phone isn't as big of a thing to me. But like that's what I always use for chat or streaming is my iPad. And I've been working on doing more. We're taking notes, and being able to write with my pencil on the iPad and have it converted to text and all that. It's kind of cool, but I also have a Bluetooth keyboard for it because a lot of times it's just easier for me to type. I don't think I've ever driven this car. I get that your tablet doesn't fit in your pocket, but I'm not as good about getting out of the house. I think that if I commuted to work on a train or something like that, I would probably invest in a phone with a bigger screen and all that. And I prefer the larger iPad, and I thought the iPad mini would suck, but I like it, but it still isn't quite fit in the pocket either, so I understand why people want the... So I assume that you have either iPhone or Android in a larger screen size. I have the smaller of the two screen sizes in the iPhone. On the other hand, I did actually get it for free, so work provided it, and then when they let me go, it's out of date by their standards, so they just let me keep it, which was actually nice. A proper severance would have been a lot nicer, but that wasn't apparently one of the options. Well, I guess you don't need to stop that early in this car. So I bet I can make this in third since it's still about the speed of smell. Actually, this car is going faster than I expected. That's one thing I do not like about Evo. It just doesn't give you a sense of speed, and so I mess up in a lot of corners because I feel like I'm driving slower than I am. Like, the only way I get a sense of speed is if I actually look way off to the lateral sides there and see how fast things are. So I'm doing, what, 140, so that's what, maybe 80 in miles per hour? And it still seems like I'm bringing home my baby bumblebee. But I do want to get back to Horizon a little later. I just wanted to practice some of my real driving so I don't get too sloppy overall. But I was watching Dom do his Horizon, and he is way smoother and accurate with his controller than I am with my damn wheel. And I put in a lot of hours too. I'm just, like I said, I was born with just slightly less than average coordination. So, like I also agree with Dom, if they ever put either of us in an F1 car or a real hypercar, we would probably just kill ourselves. And then when I watch some of these shows on YouTube of guys, you know, getting into actual racing or rally racing or whatever, even karting, the amount of money they spend in fucking karting is absurd. Like, even some of the F1 drivers or F2 or whatever, they're like, yeah, when we were kids, I remember that my dad got his second job and my mom sold her car just to get me my first kart. And then there's all the upkeep and the travel and the hotel rooms and the trailer and the spare parts and the staying up all night rebuilding part of the kart. I mean, I get the appeal of it, but it's fucking expensive. And they would also talk about Yeah, it would suck when I'm racing better than somebody else, but they have a shit ton of money, and they had, better cart, better tires, better bleh. So I can't really imagine. But they have come out with a karting place that has a little bit more than just like kiddie style carts here locally, and I want to go try that someday. And then there's a place, I think it's in Little Rock, which is way far. It's like a 3 or 4 hour drive for me. They actually have a sim racing center where everybody has the super good, rig and everything, the triple screens, and they do in-house race battles and all. I think that'd be really fun. Okay, so we're going to go out to the edge, then pick up speed as we come back into the apex. I think I should have gone even wider out and back in, but oh well. My other problem with real life karting is, a lot of your racing is based on a horsepower to weight ratio, right? And my fat ass against a 70-pound kid, the same cart is going to be much faster for him, and is going to be crying like, "Get this elephant out of the chair," when I'm in it. I remember a karting thing we actually go-kart place we went to for work, and I knew some about racing then, but not as much about like the weight ratio. And my buddy actually beat me when I was out racing the shit out of him. I had way better, driving lines and all. And then he ended up passing me. I'm like, how the fuck? And it's because he wasn't a big boy. So if I got into racing seriously, I would have to lose a little weight. I mean, I'm not a complete moose, but compared to an actual driver, I am. So Jay, are you Android or iPhone guy? I think they're both good products, but that the iPhone is more secure, and some people think that they're too held back by it, but then they can never answer a reasonable question about like what they can do with their Android that they can't do with an iPhone. And maybe there's a little customization here and there, but I just think it's good that there's both options, because not everybody feels the same about anything. It would be like trying to have one mouse that everybody would like. So I believe that we're supposed to go way farther out, not hit the apex until out about here, then start coming back in. I think that's the line I'm supposed to be taking. I hear what you're saying, but I've also noticed that even if its tech is ahead, that iPhone always manages to get shit to run faster. And Android keeps having all of these fucked up security problems. I mean, they patch it, but... So I'm not an Android hater. I use that... all of our work tablets, even that we used on end caps and things, were Android. So, I mean, I'm not a hater. I think that all operating systems have their own uses. Like having different types of cars. Some of them are better at some things than others. And if you're putting stuff out into a production environment with like a set usage, Android makes way more sense because you don't have to go through Apple to get your shit approved to go on there. You can sideload it and maintain it easier. Pick your hardware, and if you've locked it down, then you're not running all these other apps, and so you're not really exposed to the same security issues. And sideloading makes a big deal if you're running custom software. And I'm not saying everybody's had a problem. Like I said, I'm not a hater. Who really needs a tablet is Dom, because he does so much on his phone around the house that he would be better off with like a tablet that had a better microphone and stuff in it, and speakers and a little bigger screen. And I've thought about trying to help him get like a Fire tablet, but I'm not really sure. Like, I'm confused about something. I think if you use the Fire tablet, which is Android, you're supposed to get your stuff from the Amazon store, but I am unclear if you can also get it from the basic Android store. And so I will want it to be able to run Twitch and stuff, but I'm not sure, and I'm not sure if the Fire TV is or the Fire tablets are complete shit, or if they're a little bit less expensive because Apple's or Amazon's going to throw their ads at you. Like, I get ads on my Kindle, but only on the lock screen, and it doesn't bother me even in the tiniest bit. They don't show up at other places, so I don't care. And I still think sunsetting an e-reader seems stupid. I mean, okay, so maybe you want to limit it to not have email anymore. I don't really think that many people are trying to use email on their slow-ass fucking Kindle. Could be wrong. But when I use my Kindle, I just want to be able to read the text and turn the page. And I don't have email or anything set up onto it because that's also what makes it feel more bookish to me, is that I don't have the temptation to jump out and check my email or Discord or whatever. But I also read books a lot on the Kindle app on my iPad and have it where it displays I turn my tablet landscape, and I can have a page on each side like an open book, and I kind of like that. But I mean, like most people, I think my favorite way is to actually read a book with real pages and stuff, but being able to take a Kindle or a Kindle app and have multiple books already ready to go for a trip or... And I'm not saying everybody's been susceptible to the security issues, just that they've been out. I've seen more security issues come out there, and that it's easier to break into an Android from like a hacking perspective than the iPhone, but that changes from day to day. So they're also cutting back on older tablets, not just the e-readers. Okay. Do you know if like a current Amazon tablet allows for sideloading or downloading from the Android store? I bought myself a little 7 or 8 inch Android tablet one time a long time ago because I read that you can install the software onto an SD card, so I bought the smaller RAM version, storage version of the little handheld, and then found out that that's not exactly how it works. Like, most of your programs install mainly on the main memory, but you can offload. Like, you could store, like, if you loaded Audible on it, you would still have to load Audible in the main memory that's purchased with the tablet, but you could store your books on the SD card. And that when you move an app to the SD card, it generally only moves a bit of it and not enough to say that it's just installed over there. And so I got myself in kind of a pickle because I kept running out of memory. But I got to learn a lot from it and use the crap out of it. I don't think I would buy like a Walmart O&N tablet running Android or anything, though. I mean, the thing is they make everybody give them stuff so cheap that they have to take out features or have plastic parts versus metal in places to be able to get down to the price that Walmart is forcing them to. That's like sometimes you buy a TV and almost the exact same model number. Maybe you buy it from Best Buy and it has 4 HDMI ports, and then what you think is the same model number because they start out the same from Walmart might only have 3 ports or something. They tend to have to cut something out to make the price that they're forced to bring it at. It's not necessarily that the manufacturer wants to. Alright, this might be boring for you guys, so I'll get out of this car. It's still fun to drive. But yeah, I don't know what Dom has for a phone, but I know his microphone on it is crap. Because he can be really hard to hear when he's talking, and that makes me think he probably needs better speakers too. But I know that Dom watches a lot when he sits on the couch, and that having a bigger screen tablet would be good for him. You got your TVs from a van down by the river? Now, the other thing people forget about with their phones and tablets is, and Android does this, you can use the USB-C connector on the bottom and put like a hub on it or something and connect external USB mics and speakers and sound cards and other things. It can actually do quite a bit out of those ports already. And so there's more you can do with it. And so you could like have a good Bluetooth speaker and then cast to your TV or whatever. So there's a lot of options with today's stuff. Like, I've messed with uh, connecting stuff to my iPad, like that USB mic I have, and you can use the recording apps in there or whatever. So, uh, and I have a capture program on my iPad, but it only works with my Elgato. So theoretically, I could stream from there. That isn't really how I want to use it. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that it can still support. and I mean that whether it's the Android or the Apple. I forgot what OTC cable, I think, is what it is on Android. That means it's not just a charging cable, it has the data capabilities too. So then you can connect external devices to it. But I just assume that most of the apps support that stuff as well as the operating system. That's a fair point. Dom, I love you, man, but you're not the best at listening. Uh, yeah, so I think like a 10-inch tablet would be good for him, but yeah, I use my iPad a lot every day, and I don't know. I should say tablet because I don't think it's just that it's an iPad that makes me use it. It's just that it's a convenient platform, the tablet size. I'm a bit more of an Apple guy, but again, I'm not one of those. Oh, it's the only way to go. You don't have an Apple. You're just a scum. I mean, get what you like. I mean, they all have some damn good hardware, and there are some pretty cool features in some of like the Android phones and their uh some of the cameras and video work they're coming out with. I give them props. I I don't think in the operating system world there's really bad things. There are just operating systems that might be better for one task than another, depending on what it is. When I look at chat, it is on my iPad over here, and my camera is right here, and there's another key light right here, so I don't really have a place to do it unless I get a floor stand or something for my tablet, which I've considered. So I have a tray table right here because I don't know if you see this there, because when I'm sitting over here, I need a mouse and keyboard for a lot of my games and stuff I'm doing. And so that's what I have to reach over and use sometimes. I'm waiting for YouTube to catch up to see if I'm actually aiming it correctly because I can't see my OBS at the moment. Yeah, so then there's my microphone, the screen, and then that's the clip for my cam. Got some lighting up there, another key light here, and then the PC. So, yeah, I probably should find a better way to put chat up. I have I have a different mount thing I think I can set up for the tablet and put it here. And I've been looking at some like I kind of want one of those stands. I hope you can still see me okay. One of those stands where you can bring it up and over you and lay down so I could lay in bed and watch something more easily up high or have a controller and do like Steam remote or something like that. And right, Augie boy? Right, big boy? How's my handsome boy? Do you want to say hi to everybody? You want to say hi? Are you my good boy? Are you a good boy? That's everybody there. Want to say hi? Yeah? You guys are a little stinky. I think it's your collar. I think I need to oxy clean your collars. Mwah. So, yeah, if it's looking awkward on stream, I don't mind that feedback. I'll do something about it. And so I have a magic arm that holds my camera over here, and it's great because it has 4 different adjustable knuckles on it, and it's about this long, and so I can easily, and it's clamped to the leg of the table, and so I can move it around, and so I can try and figure out a way to get my chat over here. That maybe that's better. I'll work on that. But yeah, I have to have so much stuff I end up needing in the games and everything else, or starting OBS or whatever, to do from over here because my chair and my main screen are over here, and so my main screen and this screen are duplicated, and then on my secondary screen is on the way over there. But that way I can still do anything I want when I'm sitting in the racing chair, um, without having to get up. But if it's something that I've moved over to that secondary screen, it's hard for me to see clearly from here. So I have matching 32 inches here that are the same brand, and then it's an older 27-inch 75 hertz, that's the secondary monitor. And then, and in fact, to try and save bandwidth and all, the secondary monitor, the 27 inches, plugged into my onboard video card and driven by that, so it's in use. It's not affecting my main graphics card. But yeah, I can probably find a way to rig something up decently if you think it would look better over there. I don't mind that. I like that kind of feedback. I didn't really realize how distracting it would be for me looking over away from you when I check chat. It's a fair point. I also have, I could also probably do chat only on an older phone I have and stick it here. It's just that the tablet's easier to read. The phone would be easier to set up, and I have some other clamps for it to get attached to like this light stand next to it. So, uh, I'll look at some options. And by the way, for anybody, I'm looking at you, Dom, by the way, that needs more of a light in front of them. This is a little Neewer light that I bought on one of the like Black Friday type sales, and it is fully adjustable. It's rechargeable, all USB, and you can change the color of the white to match your whatever color you have in your room. It doesn't do RGB, but it comes with this kind of silicone overlay that makes it a diffuser, so it and I can recharge it or leave a USB-C cable plugged into it, and it's threaded to go on a light stand. So, or it can go in a phone clamp. So, and I got it for, I want to say I got it on sale for like $20, maybe less. But, and it actually gets pretty darn bright. That makes sense. I take that feedback. But yeah, I have some other ring lights and all, but this is just kind of handy. But anybody like Stewie or whatever that has a short space, you can easily put this on something in front of you and just sit it there and have a bit of a fill light so your eyes don't go dark from the overhead lighting. And I actually like this little light. And you can clamp it on top of your phone or your camera or whatever. It comes with a little thing that slides into your camera's flash mount and all. So it's kind of a cool little thing. I wonder if I have it on here. Let me go to Amazon really quickly. Another option I have is I could move the camera over here to this side by the tablet and be facing out this way. So, but I think you bring up a good point, and I'll try and make them match up. Let me go to Amazon really quickly here. I think the one I have now is the NL60 or something, because it looks like most of the same stuff that came with it and everything. Currently it's $29, but they have even smaller ones still for $20, and they have some with RGB on them too. I don't know why you would need RGB, but um oh, I think this might be the one right here. Yeah, I think this is it. And it's $25 right now for that. And so it's nice that it's rechargeable or can be done by USB. I mean, you can even clip it to the top of your monitor. It comes with a clip. But I do have, and I have I think the 18-inch newer ring light, again, because I bought it on one of those Uber sales. And it's really good, and that's what I took my new updated selfie for Facebook and dating profile pictures with, so it would look decent. I mean, it would look better if I wasn't in the picture, but it had to be so. And the other thing I would like to mention to everybody who has lighting problems, the most the cheapest lighting solution that you can add is a bounce reflector. And it's one of these foam core sheets you can get at Walmart or whatever for $3. You can cut it to a different size, but just having something here that can reflect like overhead light back into your face will do a lot to brighten you up and fill in uh, the shadows around your eyes and all. And so, or you can take a piece of cardboard from a box you get and crinkle up some foil and tape it to that. And when you crinkle foil, you don't want to roll it up into a ball and then undo it because it'll tear. You just lay this foil flat like this and kind of crinkle it in little spots with your hand and then flatten it back out. And the crinkles make the light diffuse into all the different directions. And so if you already have aluminum foil, you can make a reflector. I use them all the time, even in photography. They work great. So those are just some of my lighting tips. But yeah, just a reflector. Sometimes even a sheet of notebook paper can reflect just enough to make things look a little more natural and bright. So just remember kind of your bounce angles, but sheet of white paper does diffuse and bounce in all directions. I'm okay in photography, but I'm actually pretty good in lighting. I just don't always put it to full effect here because of the amount of room and plugins I have available. I have a house that was built in 78, which I really like, but it was before that they had outlets every 6 feet. So I'll have like one outlet on a wall and it doesn't give me tons of things. And so then you have all the power strips out there, and at some point it's a fire hazard. And yeah, Dom's not going to buy anything, but I mean, I could send him a sheet of, you know, buy one at Walmart and have it delivered to his house. Um, let's try the Mini for a minute. I'll do a couple more laps and probably end the stream and think about grilling myself a burger for lunch or dinner. What time is it? Well, the peel out wasn't completely amazing, was it? I mean, still, that's pretty fun for a little car. Oh, apparently it doesn't have the brakes of the big boys. Yeah. I tried to brake late, and that was a bad idea. But it corners like a kind of fast clown car. Also, the Mini Coopers actually make some pretty good rally cars. Well, we learned not to wait till the last minute to brake in this thing, didn't we? Woo! Woo! Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'll get the camera and that matched up. Probably be over here. The reason why the camera is on this side is because if I'm actually at my computer playing like an FPS or something, I just move. I have a different clip that it sits in on top of the screen and just move the camera. And I'm not sure how well. Some things don't respond well to a USB-C extension cable, and it's hard to find USB extension cables longer than 3 feet because they're like, don't do it. Ooh, a little too hard on the brakes there. No. Oops. Oopsie daisy. And I'd like to use a real camera, but my DSLR doesn't like to be in video mode for more than 20 minutes because it'll overheat the sensor, and the camera automatically shuts it down at that time as a time limit, not just a heat limit. So I don't have a newer, cooler DSLR. But I don't think this is the Logitech FaceTime face cam or whatever. It's better than what I had. But it's oh shit, too much brake. Ooh. She makes a good top. But I think don't you use an actual quality camera on yours? Room? I know Gray has the cool cameras. My favorite photography camera of all time died and the guts are messed up somehow. It was the Fuji X100. What a fantastic little camera. Yeah, this car's fucked up. I have a Nikon D800 and a D810 that the boys knocked over when they were puppies and broke the lens mount and the mount on my macro lens. So I need to sign back up for camera insurance, wait 3 months, and then send it off for repair. because they won't let you make a claim within X number of days of getting insurance. And I get free insurance through this PPA, Photography Professionals of America, but I had, of course, since I hadn't been shooting much, I let my membership slack, and it's actually cheaper than the insurance, so I'm gonna have to sign up for that again. But I love it as a camera. I just didn't do a lot of video at the time, so it wasn't a big deal to me. And I do have the full raw output HDMI port on it and everything. It's just, if that sensor stays on for too long, it gets hot. But my neighbor, who actually owes me a little bit for the PS5, was talking about giving me the Sony A6 or A7 or something at one time, and if he does that, I think that can do it, and I would probably get... Shit, this car's broken. I would probably get the Cam Link or something for that. I think that's what people use, is they take the HDMI out of their camera or DSLR into a Elgato Cam Link or something. Is that correct? Which basically makes a mini capture card. I don't know if it does other features because I don't have one. And they make some great vlogging cameras, like I think it's Canon has a couple of really, Canon or Sony have a couple of really nice vlogging cameras that would work great. They have a proper wide-angle lens that comes with them, but they're still like $500 to $1,000, and I just don't want to spend that for a camera for just my streaming. And I already have all those Nikon lenses, so I don't know. Let's do a couple laps in this thing we've never driven. So, does the Cam Link give you any extra features, or is it just a nice way to basically be the HDMI converter? Well, this doesn't sound so bad for a Hyundai. Turn in, aim there, start cutting back here. And so they show you to cut over that a little bit, but they don't tell you there's a giant ass hump there. A Humpty Dance. Humpty Dance, do the dance. And it's funny, I like to watch some of those reaction videos about music and all, and see people enjoying some of the old 70s music and stuff I like for the first time. But I don't understand these vocal coaches that want to review it like, oh, let me give you a review of, you know, Ann Wilson from Heart. She's been doing shit for a long time. She doesn't need your fucking review. You should be taking class from her. And so it's when they think they need to give a singing review on the qualities of these super famous people that are just new to them. It's like, I kind of get it, but I don't see how your review of their vocal qualities is helpful. But maybe it's just me. Or like, well, it's my first time watching Freddie Mercury, and I'll let you know what I think of his voice. Bitch, he don't need your approval. It's Freddie motherfucking Mercury. He's already proven everything to everyone in the world. You're just late to the party. One of the people does a lot of reaction videos. It's called Stacy RPG. And I don't care about her reactions so much. She's just hot. She's a hot brunette. Alright, we're going to shut her down, I think, 175. Actually, that thing shut down well enough. I can probably do it at 150, but we didn't spin out here. We are staying on the course. Well, some of those, I agree with you. They have to be fake. I mean, I understand when it's, like, maybe they'd never heard of Triumph or Dio or something. Maybe it's just out of their musical realm. They've only grown up on Taylor Swift or something, but there's some of them, there's like, it's been in 6,000 movies. There's no fucking way you've never heard it. Although there's been a couple I really liked where it was like somebody who wanted to talk about voicing, and their metalhead friend will make this upper vocal coach watch, you know, like Eminem Rap God or whatever, and they're expecting it to be just shit, and then when he just starts rapping at 2 trillion miles an hour, their head explodes a little bit. But yeah, like, I don't know how anybody in music could ever have not have heard of Queen, regardless of what type of music they study. I think some of that shit is truly fake. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. I just can't get the right angle on that in any car, and my coaching software shows me the angle to take. And I think I could do it on a motorcycle, or maybe that Peel 3-wheel car, but or a smaller version of a Mini Cooper, but I don't know. That's hard. Like, maybe I can see somebody never hearing, a younger person never hearing the Violent Femmes before. I kind of see that. But I've never heard Led Zeppelin. Yes, you have. When I'm walking, I strut my stuff. I am so strung out. I'm high as a kite. I just might stop to check you out. Let me go on. Like a blister in the sun. Let me go on. Big hands, I know you're the one. I think you're right, Jay. And I am so sick of these over-the-top clickbait titles. This changes everything. No, it doesn't. And then the classic review pose. And then the other thing it just irritates the fuck out of me is all these shorts where they show you doing something and then go, we're not going to use words, we're just going to use the little wagging finger. No, not that way. And then they show you 4 different ways not to do something. I don't know. I have no idea why that irritates me. Or you have to tap on something that you're showing off. And then when the ladies go on a rant, they all have the exact same hand motions that they're not making naturally because they make sure they only do them in front of the screen. But maybe I'm old and jaded. I'm certainly old. I actually have considered signing up for AARP, not because I'm that old, but because you can sign up like as early as 45 or something, and basically you pay a small amount and then you get all these discounts at places. But, I mean, there's no way to feel cool going, excuse me, I know this is a very nice hotel, but I do get a 10% discount with my AARP card. And they're like, sir, do you need a wheelchair? No, I'm still ambulatory. It would be weird not to be jaded, yeah. Like, I still remember when Wayne's World came out, and one of my really young nephews, he was like junior high or younger at that time. He was like, have you heard this new song, Bohemian Rhapsody? I'm like, yeah, I've been listening to it for years. He goes, you can't have, it just came out. So we argued over it until I went and got, you know, my copy on vinyl out. I don't have vinyl anymore. I kind of regret getting rid of it. I don't really regret getting rid of my cassette tapes, but... And I'm sad because my standalone Blu-ray player died, and so none of my only Blu-ray player right now is on my Xbox, and it does 4K, so it's fine, except for it doesn't do any of my extra cool DTS audio or Super Audio CD formats. So I have some really cool high resolution stuff that I can't play back, but it doesn't seem like I should buy a whole new player for like 4 or 5 discs that I have access to in high bitrate format through Amazon. Amazon Music is actually better than Spotify. You can get much higher bit rates than Spotify even provides. Yeah, I had like almost a full Rush collection and stuff because they're one of my favorites. and I'm end up getting most of them again on CD. But now I almost never listen to CDs, and nobody listens to an album or disc from front to back anymore. That used to be a thing. Now it's just everybody listens to a playlist. So things like Pink Floyd The Wall, where there's kind of a story as you go through all the songs, or something like that nobody really knows about that anymore. Alright, well, I got a little bit back today of driving properly, but I'm still probably going to end up playing some Horizon 6 just for fun later. That is really... It's still pretty fun, and I got to catch up to Dom and Gray a little bit. They're way ahead of me. Use YouTube music. I don't use the YouTube music as much because depending on the quality of the audio is in direct correlation to the video of the stream. So like 720p has crappier audio than 1080p and blah blah blah, and even when you get up to their 4K, it's not necessarily ever reaches anything above CD quality. Not that that's really bad, but it's still more of a compressed CD quality. So I'm not a hater, but that's why I found that, and you get a certain amount of Amazon Music for free with your Amazon account, and then I think the truly unlimited might have a monthly cost, but they took away the extra cost for high bit rate. So if you have it at all, you can get the highest bit rates that they have. So there's a lot of stuff I can get at like 192. 2448 is pretty common, or 2496, but some of them will go up to 192 instead of being CD, which is 44.1 if I remember right. So, but depending on what you're listening on, it doesn't matter. Like if I'm listening on my big system with Eclipse reference series and all that, you hear all these wonderful little details, right? And so it matters there. But if I'm on a pair of Bluetooth headphones mowing the lawn, it doesn't make any difference. Does that make sense? Oh, YouTube Music. I guess I haven't messed with it. It's just a music service, not a video service. It's like a service. I didn't say that right at first. I guess I haven't messed with YouTube Music. I was just thinking of it as YouTube video, so maybe I don't know enough of what I'm talking about YouTube Music then. I might have to look into that. I think part of the reason why I've been going with the Amazon is because it wasn't very expensive, because I already had the Amazon membership and they had so much. But and like I have a racing playlist, but I can't use it during my YouTube streaming because then it'll get punked. So it's like Spotify? Huh, I'll check it out. I don't know what their bit rates are like. No idea. But and a lot of my CDs are put away now. Like Echo and the Bunnymen's in storage. Lips like sugar, sugar and kisses. And we like a lot of the same older stuff. So, yeah. So what game are you playing right now? I did get Deus Ex Mankind Divided, even though I've played it before on console. I wanted to get it and kind of play through it again on PC with all the graphics hyped up. It still looks pretty good. I played a few minutes of it last night just to see, but I do kind of want to sit down and go through it again because it's a great game, and they give you lots of options about whether you want to murder everybody, knock everybody out, stealth through invisible. Pretty much however you want to play it, you can just go wild. Okay, maybe I should look. I have whatever the baby premium plan is on YouTube, the premium light, that I don't know if it gives me any perks other than no commercials. That was why I got it, is because I watched so much YouTube during the day and stuff. Uh, I just didn't want the commercials. And now everybody has to put some kind of commercial inside their video, which I really hate. I mean, I kind of get why they do it, but I pay not to get them. Oh. What kind of... Is there a style of game you're in the mood for? Or just nothing's doing it? Because like some of the puzzle games are a good... almost like a gaming palette cleanser. Go through that, have a little bit of fun. It's a shorter game, and then maybe you're in the mood for something after that. I don't know. But yeah, it seems like you've been playing a ton of stuff and nothing's really stuck. Because I know you try a lot of it, indie stuff off Steam. I think Dom fell asleep. Yeah, I want to play Resident Evil Requiem and 007. I'm trying not to spend that kind of money. Uh, are there any of the Resident Evil games that you haven't played on Game Pass? I assume you have X or PC Game Pass. Whew. Well, you can't really do a burnout in this, can you? I can try it. Let's see if we can do a burnout. Oh, you're not acknowledging my clutch? Nope. Yeah, my Xbox is just an entertainment centerpiece at this point. Like when I stream stuff to Discord, movies and things, it's off my Xbox, and I don't even have Game Pass for it anymore, just PC Game Pass. But that's how I'm playing Forza and some other things, and it has some of the older Resident Evils and all. So it's actually got some value. That's how I played Mixtape. And I liked Mixtape. It's not like game of the century or anything, but I enjoyed it for what it was, played it, and moved on with my life. And it just makes me laugh, all the haters on the internet. They're like, well, we found that some other people like this, so we're going to shit on it so it makes us look cooler. But also, I also considered if I did something like putting up a bunch of the Jackbox games, would you and Allie be interested in playing any of those? Have you ever played the Jackbox games? Because somebody streams it, and then you just use your phone or your tablet or another computer or whatever. You log into a website, it's jackbox.tv, enter the room number, and then your phone or whatever is your controller. And there's a ton of different style games. In fact, I wouldn't even mind doing some of those tonight if you want to try it out. They're pretty hilarious. Was it like Quiplash or something like that? They have all different ones. Now there's Quiplash 2. Murder Mystery Party is kind of funny. It's another sort of trivia style game, but your character can get murdered. The math stuff, I don't remember any of the math ones offhand. I think I have Jackbox Party Pack 1, 2, 3, and 9. And I think you're right, there is maybe a math one there, and another one that was like a bomb diffusing thing that I didn't find as cool. So I don't love all of them, but each one has a collection of different games, and some of them are pretty fun, like Quiplash. Because some of them you get to fill in the blank, and then people, two different, like, maybe, let's say you just have 8 people in there, and they give out these things where 2 people fill in the blank for the same question, and the other people get different questions, blah, blah, blah. And then you vote on whose answers you liked best between the two. And at the end of the game, whoever has the most points wins. And there's nothing you need to know in advance. And there's some where you actually get to draw and doodle on the screen, even though it's a webpage and all for stuff. So some of it's pretty funny, but the ones where you make up your own answers, I think those are some of the funniest. I assume, are you at work now? I'm assuming you are. But I am all connected up with both my Xbox, which has, I think, 1 or 2 of the Jackboxes, and then some are on my PlayStation. They're both hooked up where I can stream them to Discord and everybody answer. So I can literally just walk over to my PC and start up games if you guys even want to try 2 or 3 just to see what it's like. Okay. Well, if you want to even just try some for like 5 or 10 minutes or something tonight, a round or 2, happy to do that. Because they're kind of fun, but they are fun the more people you have, because the more craziness you get. And yeah, there's not much no to the rules. There's nothing you can't figure out in like 30 seconds. Currently working your corner. I hope you're bringing in the cash, making your pimp happy. Is Gray your pimp? Or do you have like a real pimp? Gray the grumpy pimp. I'm just giving him shit. I like giving Gray shit. Well, let me know. I think part of the reason is I think Allie will like some of these too. And the cool thing is you can play for a few minutes or a couple of hours or whatever, and you can switch between some games or stick to the same ones. It's options. Most of the rounds of anything are short. You're not stuck in any 45-minute game or something like that. They're over with, I don't know, maybe I think some of them could be like 10 or 15-minute rounds, but that's not really a big deal. Crump ass Gray. I mean, he wouldn't know we loved him if we didn't give him shit. So, alright, well, I'll probably end the stream here and go maybe grill myself a burger, but I may go ahead and put some up tonight just to see if anybody wants to join. Um, or I can do a movie as well. Did any of the movies I mentioned earlier sound good to you guys, or are you just guys gonna stick to your little by yourselves date night because you actually have someone that loves you at home that isn't a dog? I have 3 doggies that love me, but Ed, thought you drifted off. I'm glad you're still here, buddy. Do you ever play the Jackbox games, Ed? Just thought I'd ask. The sex option where you guys stay home by yourselves and not ignore us. That's fair. I get it. And I'm glad you don't take offense when I talk shit in Discord. Well, if you ever want to jump in, like I said, they're super easy. When the game starts on the video screen, it you go to Jackbox TV, enter the 4-digit room code and a name you want to have in the game, and then just start playing. There's nothing serious or difficult. There's no game that takes more than a few seconds to learn the rules of. It's just meant to be fun group stuff, but they are games where it's not necessarily terrible if there's just 2 or 3 of you, but they're all a bit more fun if there's multiple people. And it usually does it in a way that you don't have to go through each person's stuff one by one, and it just takes forever to get through a round of something. Dribble my shit all I want. All right. Yeah. Well, you know I like you guys, and I just talk shit because it's fun. So, all right. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.